want to prevent neck pain? If so, stay tuned because we've got 7 tips today to help to prevent neck pain. Now, neck pain is really common. In fact, I see it a lot in the clinic. It's probably second behind lower back pain, and it's really debilitating. So again, like the old adage says, prevention is better than cure. This is also shown in the research too. Mackenzie and May in 2006 actually found that 40% of patients with neck pain actually had future reoccurrences of neck pain. So again, all the more reason to prevent it in the first place. So here we go. Here are the 7 tips to prevent neck pain. Tip 1. Move more, sit less. Simple as that. Basically, people who sit a lot, people who don't move a lot, get all sorts of problems with backs and necks. Essentially, the body's designed for movement. We've evolved to move. We haven't evolved to sit. You know, sitting in chairs themselves didn't exist when we last evolved. So we're designed to be up, mobile, moving. And that's basically what will help to prevent neck pain the most. If you sit in one position for a long period of time, then the neck seizes up, the neck stiffens up, the muscles in the neck are holding one position, which again, they're not postural muscles necessarily that you're using, say you're at a computer or you're driving. So again, try to move more and this will help a lot. A good idea may well even be to set a little reminder or a little pop-up on your computer screen if you work at a computer. So every, say, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whichever, you basically have a beeper or alarm that goes off, which basically tells you to move. Now that could be simply shrugging the shoulders round, moving the head from side to side, or even actually getting up and going for a little walk. Same goes for like lunch. You know, if you're sitting at a desk all day and you're sitting down for lunch all day, you know, maybe you've got to also break that up with a little walk, a little move. You know, in other countries of the world, they do this quite a lot. They actually go at lunchtime and do some yoga, some Pilates, some stretches. They even do things in the start of the day in the same way. And again, this is definitely something that would help to prevent neck pain. So strengthening the neck. Now you may see on my YouTube channel already a couple of videos. One on isometric strengthening, which is where your head's staying still and you're actually resisting with hand pressures. And then a higher level exercise, which is through range strengthening, which is where you're using a weights plate. And again, you're moving your neck to try and strengthen this up. Now you won't see many people at the gym doing this, but they do this in high level sports. So rugby players, Formula 1 drivers, boxers, they all do this type of strengthening. And there's a reason. There's a lot of stress going through their neck. And guess why they do it? So they don't hurt their neck. So again, preventative medicine. Now, a good thing to tell you about is myself. I had a car accident a few years back and, you know, hurt my neck. So again, like a whiplash associated disorder. And yeah, from time to time, I would wake up with a bad neck. I could be in the gym. Again, my neck might go there, or even I could be on holiday lying on a sun lounger and again, just tweak it, just innocuous things and it would just go. Now the reality is that for a while, really, I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere with that. It kept on tweaking every so often. Again, you know, in episodic sort of patterns. The thing that really made the biggest difference for me was strengthening my neck. So as soon as I started to strengthen my neck, then guess what? The pain stopped. The problem went away. It started to resolve. So I cannot literally remember the last time that I've actually had neck pain or woke up with a stiff neck or anything like that. It doesn't even feel fragile. It feels strong. It feels like it won't hurt. It won't go. And that's ever since I started to progressively strengthen my neck. So the key is taking it steady and building up slowly. But again, if your neck's stronger, then it's going to be more resilient to pressure and load. So you're less likely to hurt it in the future. Tip 3, avoid the pokey chin posture. Yeah, so you may well see people from the side, they have a pokey chin posture, and this is kind of a product of your environment. Slouching, sitting bad, driving, computers, you know, especially the modern technologies now with the iPhones and various things, we're all looking down, chin sticking out, and this is a very bad position for a neck to be in. You're getting a lot of flexion in the lower neck and extension, which is causing compression in the higher neck, which can obviously cause headaches and tension headaches and such like. But also you put a lot of stress on the facet joints. And the other thing is if you think about if you were to build a building, you'd want to build it nice and stacked up vertically. You wouldn't want it to be leaning or anything sticking out, because guess what? You'd have to try and cantilever that structure to keep it keep it upright. So it's no different with your body. If you want to be these muscles around here not working too hard, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that, you know, you're in more of a vertical position with your head and neck. So if you look from the side, an anatomical model shows that the center of the ear should be generally along the side of the center of your shoulder. Well, a pokey chin position is going to be forwards. And that forward position means that the muscles all around here, guess what? They've got to work harder. They've got to hold you up against gravity. And again, that's going to make them tired, fatigued, and they're going to start to tighten up and knot up, which will give you pain. So again, keeping the chin more retracted in, and if you've not got that mobility, improving that mobility first so you can keep your chin more retracted in a gentle way, not aggressively, will again help to prevent neck pain. Tip 4, flexibility. So if your neck's stiff and you haven't got very much movement, then the structures in the neck and around the neck are going to be tighter. So of course, it's much easier to tear them and injure them when you do something with any load or any motion. So if you have any deficiencies in range of motion in any direction, then it's a very good idea to do stretches for that. And again, on the YouTube channel, you'll find that there's a general range of movement exercises video for the neck as well, which is a good idea if someone's got limited movement to try and improve that mobility. So again, if you have limited mobility, you should increase your mobility, and that should also prevent injury in the neck. Tip 5, correct movement patterns and correct manual handling. So again, this is no different to the lower back. If you're moving badly, your neck's in a bad position while you're putting load through the shoulders and the arms as you lift the load, well, of course, you're more likely, because of the attachment of muscles up from the shoulder girdle to the neck, put load into the neck in a poor position. So if your neck is in protraction or lifted up as you load, you're more likely to hurt it. Something you see common in a gym sometimes is someone's doing a deadlift. Well, in a deadlift, your body is leaning forwards, so your hips and knees are bent, so you're leaning forward. So if your neck is in neutral, then like with your chin nice and straight and in a line, you'll actually be looking at the floor until you finally get right upright. And what you'll see people doing is when they're getting down there, they're looking forwards. And what that means is their neck effectively is doing that. Which of course, with the deadlift, it's a pretty heavy weight, which is all transmitting up into the neck area through the shoulders. So you don't want to be in that sort of position as you lift. And the same would go for lifting a box, lifting anything at work, on a building site. Again, try and keep nice and neutrally aligned as you lift and load. And again, that should help to prevent neck pain. Tip 6, what we call ergonomics. So this effectively is, if you look at like a workstation, a desk, computer, you want to have all of that in the right position. So if the screen is too low, then you're going to look down. Again, like we spoke before about the gravitational effect on the muscles and the position your joints are in, that is not a good thing. If the screen's too far away from you, then you're going to start leaning into the screen. And that leaning in is constantly putting your neck into that pokey chin position. And again, that's going to cause problems too. You want the seat at the right height. So as a general rule of thumb, the seat should be at a height which means that you're at right angles, at your ankles, at your knees, and at your hips into your back. Then obviously you want to have your body upright in a vertical position with a nice lumbar support, shoulder blades down and together, and then really the actual keyboard and mouse, so desk height, should be at elbow height from that. So you can obviously, if you've got to adjust that, you might be able to put a block under the feet to give you a different height difference to get that right. Then you want to have your elbows not having to lean forward, so your arms don't have to come away from your sides to reach the keyboard and mouse. Because again, if they're too far in front of you, you're going to be leaning forwards all the time, and again, that neck position is going to be bad. So again, ergonomics is another way of preventing injury in the neck. The final tip, tip 7, stress. So stress is a really big problem. These muscles here are very emotional muscles, and they tighten up when the stress levels get high. So obviously if you can minimize your stress levels, then you'll minimize the tension that you get from the muscles that attach to your head and your neck. So headaches and neck pain. So obviously you can try things like meditation, you can exercise as a great de-stressor, mindfulness and things like that. So again, if you can minimize your stress levels, you will also prevent neck pain. So that concludes the 7 tips to help to prevent neck pain. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and we'll see you next time.
We want to keep making great content for our subscribers, so if anyone would like to support the channel by making a pledge, then we would be extremely grateful, and you can do this on our Patreon page here.